Hi guys, so welcome to another video of Grasshopper. So in this video we are going to see the facade which I showed on the cover image, but we are not going to do a 361. We are going to try a flat one because understanding the concept because like the 361 was kind of intermediate level, but I'm just going to do something in a basic level so that every user understand the concept behind that building. So we are going to see a flat. We are going to see the same model in a flat surface, like the pattern in the flat surface. Okay. So first, I'm going to create a rectangular, rectangular surface. Then I want the surface to be in vertical axis. So I just create it, and let's place it 0, 0. Sorry, let's take new command and then place it in 0, 0. So the surface is being placed. So I want why I did this surface, why I created this surface in Rhino, because I just want to show you can create a rectangle by using rectangular component, and then you can make it create a surface using bound surface. So this is like this is a process in Grasshopper. But sometimes we want to input your data from our Rhino. So like I use parameters. Like for example, I'm using surface parameters. So if you don't know any command, if you don't know any command, just right click on the command. You can see the command processing the remark what the command used to do. You will get a basic idea of the component. Okay. So in this surface component, it stores one or multiple surface. So you get input data from Rhino. So it's like for that, I need to right click the component. You can see set one surface, select one surface. So the surface has been selected. So, but the problem is, if you see, if I delete the surface, you can see when I click, there is like one local different value, but it shows orange because once the input values be deleted, the component which is like the value, the surface which is stored in surface is also deleted. So you need always Rhino and Grasshopper file to make this component work in this scenario. So what I used to do is set one surface. You can see one surface is being set up. So now when you click initialize data, so this data is being completely stored. It's not linked to Rhino anymore, so it's completely stored in this component, in this parameter. So if I delete the component from Rhino, also you can see the component in Grasshopper. So by this way, you can store the data, then you can just send your Grasshopper, share your Grasshopper file instead of sharing your Rhino and Grasshopper file. So this is how we used to do. Okay. So let's go into the video. So now I'm going to use, I want the surface to be divided. I'm going to use divide surface to get a linear division. So I want the divide surface. So this divide surface, you can see when you see the icon, you can notice that this surface is this component is going to divide the surface and provide me points. You can see the point has been identified in the icon. Sometimes you can guess what this component is going to do by the icons also. So let's connect the surface. So you can see the point is already you can see the points by default. U value as 10 points and V value as 10 points. So in case if you want to increase it, so I'm just double clicking on canvas, typing 10, then connecting the same way, but here I'm connecting 15. So maybe I just connect 10 here, 15 here, vice versa. So if I increase, you can see the lines have been increased. So the point has been created. Now I just want lines to be drawn with a reference to this point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take interpolate curve, interpolate curve. So let's connect points to the vertex. So you can see the curves is being connected. But in case if you want the lines to be connected in horizontal way, not in the vertical way, you can do flip matrix. So if you connect flip matrix, you can see the lines are being connected in horizontal way. But now I need vertical, but I'm just saying in case if you want to design anything, you can do this. Okay, in vertical. So now the lines is being drawn. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw an arc with a reference to this line. So for drawing an arc, I want a start point, I want an end point, and I want a middle point. And the middle point should be raised from a distance, so that creates an arc. So for getting there, first of all, we need to get the start point. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click end points. So if I click end points, you can see the end points we got the start and the end. Now we need to create the middle. So we can use curve middle. So this provide you the this provide you the middle point of the curves. Any curve. Okay. So now, as I said before, if I draw, I'm going to use arc 3-point curve. So for example, point A and point C are start and end. The middle point will be the curve middle. But if the curve middle should be in little bit. I want it little bit higher. Like for example, I just want like 0.1 or like higher, so that it creates a curve. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do move. So it's been moved, but it's been moved in Z axis. I want it to be in X axis, and I am not wrong. Yeah. So, and I'll give a value of 2. Just a random value, okay? It's not like particularly you need to give this value. Just give whatever value you want. Now, point B, start and end. So you can see the curves are being like we created the curve. So now we are going to loft it. Okay. So what we are going to do is I'm going to loft it. Let's create loft. So like I want view on. So I just want this line should be lofted. This line should be lofted with this curve, like an alternative list. Okay. So first of all, I'll just show you the normal loft. Okay, arc and curve. For creating multiple links, like multiple values in the same input, you need to press shift to add multiple values to the same input. Okay, so we got it. But so it's like it's cool, right? This line list is matching with this. So I don't want this one. I just want this to be connected with this to be, like it should be alternative. What I can do is I can shift the list. Okay, so shift list, for example, where I'll just show you. Maybe 0, 8, 4, 6, 7, 9. Okay, let's put multiple data. So if I put the list of 0 to 4 and I just connect it, you can see. So here you can see 0, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9. But if it shift the shift is local values 1. So it shifts the value of 1. So like 0 has been moved 2 down, 2 comes at top. So you can see 2, 4. If in case I want the value to be 2 points should be shifted. So you can see 4 comes down. So these two has been shifted to bottom and the second value comes before. So this is a process of shift list. I mean, this is what shift list used to do. It shifts certain value towards the rest of it. And now I'm just going to give this arc towards here. And now I'm going to shift it. But, sorry, let's keep this. But you can see like, oh, there's nothing here. So the problem is first always check the panel. What is the output? So let's see. It's not bad, right? So it's your linear curve. What's wrong with this? So you can see like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. So now you can see the generation is different, like different generation. So what I'm going to do is first of all I'm going to craft it. So let's see. So craft it, then I'm going to flatten it. I don't want this. I don't want this. Simplify, no flatten, no flatten. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. So we have a problem. So let's see what's the problem. The shift has been created, nothing is created. So what we can do is like let's see what's the output. So it shows 4 zeros and it shows like R which is 3 zeros. So for example, I just show in a similar way. Let's merge both the things. Okay. Let's show the pattern. So you can see arc and then linear curve, arc, then linear curve, arc, then linear curve. So but you can see this one list, this one list. Because of this generation, I used to call this 0 as generation, like 1 to index, like the common word is index, but I just say it like generation for example. So these are 3 zeros, these are 4 zeros, so it doesn't match. So let's, okay, so what? So graph increases an index and flatten makes the index to 0. That is first generation. So this is the difference. So for example, linear curve is this one. So it has 4 index value. So 4 index value and this is like 3. So let's increase one. Maybe I'll just craft it. So you can see the linear curves and the arc is being combined to a list. So this is fine, but the problem is I just want to shift it. I want this arc to be sorry, this line to be connected to this arc, not with this arc. What is that? So let's go and interpret. This shift is not working. So this is 3. This is 4. Okay. Let's flatten this. Okay. So now the problem is if I flatten this, you can see the linear curve comes under like a single list, and so it doesn't match. So what I can do is let's craft it. So graft. So craft or graft and just graft it. Okay. So instead of this, so you can see. So the problem is due to I flatten here. This one becomes only 2 denominants, and when I graft this value, so it becomes 3. But technically, this one adds 2. So you can see because this is the input, so it becomes 0. So this becomes 2, and this becomes 3. So this becomes 2. So what I can do is I just did a graph. So I do a graph for this one also. Let's give a try. Okay, so this one works. So let's see the output. Okay, I don't want this one. So I see something here. See something here. Let's simplify this. Okay, let's connect this. Okay, so if you didn't understand, wait, I'll explain again. So, wait, I'll just hide this so you'll see the loft. Now the problem is, you can see this one is created, but I don't know. So everything is being connected, but what happens is this line is being connected to the last curve. I don't want this. So Cull index is like we just remove the item from the list. So list length. So this one should be the first or the last. Simple, right? So I just take the list length, connect it. And I don't know the last one. This is list. So let's invert this. So what I did is I just inverted the rasp. So you can see this. So you can see this line is being connected to this, but I don't need this one. So what I can do is I can just invert this so that the last one doesn't connect, or else you can remove through cull index also. So it's up to you. So if I just close every other thing, preview off, okay. So you can just edit according to your sense. Like you can just Like add this. So I just created a curve surface. If you want, you can also create a view like a rectangular surface by creating 4 points. So it's up to you. So this is how it works. I hope this one you understand a little bit of the Grasshopper. I hope the script is a little understandable for you guys. So if you have any doubt, please let me know in the comment section. Thank you. Bye bye. Have a nice day.